Originally, I met Jesse while working at the Roadhouse, local diner here in town, and basically just started renting at the same place because it was kind of convenient. It was a local place to rent in town, and actually built a friendship. In which case, subsequent years, we actually rented again together, and kind of just in conversation wanted to know why we were in Alaska. A lot of people end up in Alaska and they don't really know why. But for me, it was kind of to liberate myself and to buy a piece of land, actually have a place to call home. Land in this area was relatively inexpensive, a lot of it inaccessible. The more access it had, obviously, the more expensive it was going to be.
Here shortly. What sleds do we want to use and where we
And we just wanted some place that was out in the middle of nowhere where we could, essentially live free.
What we have here is a generator. It runs off of gasoline and provides us with the electricity necessary to run our electric lights. Eventually we can use the water to do exactly what this is doing.
You know, there's a lot of movement in the world right now of people wanting to leave a lesser footprint on the planet, things like global warming, things like that become an issue. But Alaska really offers a wild environment to kind of make whatever you want out of it. And so Jesse kind of had that idea in mind, and so we set out to buy some land.
I met Steve, what was it? The second year I was up here. I mean, relatively soon after I got up here. And we essentially had the same dream. We wanted to build cabins and become self-sufficient out in the wilderness.
The Panther was the same way when we bought it. I remember it being really sticky and taking a long time for it to, this thing could stand to be polished.
We found 80 acres that is way out there. In order to travel to the land, we have a multitude of ways we have to get there, because during the summer and the winter, the weather is very different and the river is either frozen or flowing. So during the summers, we hop on a boat and we travel up the river, and we get off at a landing and then take three-wheelers on trails about 4 miles to the home site.
Most of the snow machines that we have are actually at least 10 years older than me. So they're like in this mid-70s, and we have a couple that are 80s, and then our newest machine is a 2003.
If you want to pull Jesse here, we got a pair of vice grips right here on the seat for that purpose.
Well, this is the key. When you're working with older machines, you always have breakdowns, so we always have to be on top of our game in mechanics.
We got this old machine out in the field, out in the middle of nowhere, and we fixing it up, and we're gonna try to get her running and utilize it out there on the land.
Yeah, right there. I'll tell you what, man, it just goes to show that, like, what they say about one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Right.
I see things like this sitting all the time and wonder why people don't utilize them for their value. And a lot of it is people just don't have the ability to sit down and take things apart and fix them and come up with ideas to be able to fix something. Parts and pieces are often hard to get here. Necessity, kind of dictates, what people actually, their mechanical ability. I didn't always have the money to actually buy things new, and so I always bought things that might be secondhand or needed a little bit of fixing. So.
Well, we're talking about this trip back here shortly. And what sleds we want to use and where we want to pack stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking of taking both machines back. So just one. Probably work out better.
Yep.
I was thinking we could put this behind the Panther and go and get firewood. At least just on the main trails that we've made out of here.
Yep.
Plan is to run out to the home site, chop down some trees. It's snowing out, huh? I don't know what's gonna happen. And yeah, get some trees down for tomorrow so we can haul them.
After returning from a trip to town, Johnny, Jesse, and Steve unload some of the much-needed supplies at base camp.
Tomorrow what we're going to do is cut all our 4x8s into 4x4s and load them onto that sled and get them the rest of the way out to the site.
They're down at the landing.
Yeah, well, they're halfway between the landing and they're at that first nasty hill coming up that trail.